What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Spawn Point Podcast. My name is Cameron. I'm jumping out ahead of this podcast episode because we forgot a couple things in the housekeeping that I want to make sure you guys are aware of. So I'm doing this in post. Not a big deal. I can work on the fly. We'll make it happen, baby. So on the day that this podcast released, February 23rd, it is Jason's 21st birthday. And to celebrate this momentous occasion, instead of going to the bar and getting hammered, he has chosen to spend the time with us and the community. So we're going to be doing a community Overwatch night starting at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can go ahead and join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/SpawnPointNetwork. And of course, games lobbies will be wide open for our community members. So if you want to hop into the Discord, you can chat with us while we're playing some games. If you don't want to chat, that's totally cool. I'm not a big chatter with people I don't know either, but you're more than welcome to still jump in and play. And of course, if you don't want to play, we'll be live. You can hop on. And worst case scenario, it'll just be Jason and I bullshit and playing some Overwatch. But of course, you guys are more than welcome. That will take place 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday, February 23rd. On top of the community event for Jason's birthday, I will be starting a weekly event called F-Zero Fridays. And on Friday, the 27th, will be the first installment. We will go live on twitch.tv/SpawnPointNetwork, again, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to play some F-Zero 99. So if you have a Switch or a Switch 2, you're able to join. I'm going to have wide open lobbies on that as well. So for you guys to jump in and play some F-Zero. Of course, join the Discord if you want to chat. If not, totally cool. Everyone's welcome. But that will start on the 27th. And we'll go weekly as long as I can manage to do it. So that's another fun series coming to the network. So hang on and join us for that as well. Would love to have you. Other than that, that is it. I will let you guys enjoy the rest of the pod. It's a good one this week. So enjoy. We'll talk to you guys later.
What's up, gamers, and welcome back to another episode of the Spawn Point Podcast. We're up to number 7 already, man.
Number 7. You can listen to one episode every day of a week now.
Yes. It's a good way to put it. As always, I am Jason, joined by Cam. How you doing, bud?
Doing fantastic. Had to give a speech today. That fucking sucked ass. I think I'm going to be on the news also, which also sucks. Did not plug Spawn Point Network, but that did happen today.
I got it recording upstairs whenever.
Yeah. It probably won't even be on the news. It'd probably be like an online-only article, but...
and then it'll save, that recording will save to my phone, and then I'll make sure to show everyone.
Yeah. So. Anyways, no, that was fine. But week was weird. My cat started pissing blood, so I had to take some time off work because he needs medication 3 times a day, so I needed to be here for that. It's a good enough excuse to call out of work, I think. So, anyways,
for sure, man.
Anyways, yeah, no shit. So that was my week. What about yourself, dude?
It was fine. Nothing really. This Iowa weather though, man. It's like 60 degrees one day and like 20 the next. I had shorts on Monday, I think it was, or Tuesday. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then I was full on jacket under, long pants underneath my work pants. It's
so annoying.
Crazy.
It gave us a taste of like beautiful weather, and now it's ice cold.
It's that fall spring, man. We always get it, and it fools us every single time. So
sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, other than that, I mean, nothing too exciting. I did want to mention though, I don't know if it was last night or the night before. So my wife is she loves the John Wick movies, and I totally forgot to show her that John Wick trailer, and so I threw it up on the TV, and she was just like, "What is this?" Like, John Wick. What do you think it is? And then she's like, "I will buy this for you, and I will watch you play it." I was
hell yeah,
that's awesome. Except it's on. I'm like, you'll have to get me a PlayStation 5 first.
I will. I'll just fucking let you borrow my PlayStation if you don't have it by then. But I don't even know when that's coming out. That's probably next year.
No, it's
probably next year.
It doesn't have a date yet. It was just funny. She was just like, What is this? I'll buy this for you.
Speaking of John Wick, it's made by Saber, which is like they did World War Z. Do you remember that like zombie apocalypse game?
That actually was fun. Did you play that?
It was super fun. That was a super fun game.
It was
and then
a ton of fun game.
They took that and put it into the Warhammer game that has like hordes of Warhammer enemies. So I don't know how that's going to work quite yet. I'm very interested to see more on that game. It's
very
just a weird pairing, but it should be cool nonetheless. I'm excited to see it, but we just don't know when that's going to happen.
And I do apologize. I called her my wife and not my partner.
Yes, you did.
So
no, we do want to touch on this because it seems like the politically correct term is to call your significant other your partner, but Jason and I both have wives, and that's what we call them. We call them our wives.
I just don't know when that changed. Like I get it, for like, the different types of, I mean, God, this is a video game podcast. We're not gonna go too deep in this.
No,
like I get it for some cases, but like when did it become not okay to be like, this is my wife, this is my husband, even if you're gay and you're like, this is my husband, I don't understand, but then you get all the, genders and all that stuff. Then in that case, sure, call them your partner, but I don't like how it's gotten to where like even the people that have been saying it their whole lives still can't say, well, this is my wife, this is my partner. It's just annoying. I don't know.
Oh, here comes fucking Roscoe. Here we go again. Anyway,
it's my old man coming out, I guess. Nope, I don't know.
I have the same thing. I call my wife. I introduce everyone to my wife, not my partner. I refuse to do it any other way. There's no, if that's what you prefer to call your significant other, God on you. Good for you. Okay. Yeah. But just don't force it on everybody else is kind of what we're saying here. And we're going to call our wives, period. That's it.
So that's how it's going to be.
That's how it's going
you like it or
to
not.
be. Damn straight. Sorry if we're not politically correct enough.
Yeah. So I didn't want to really dive into that too much, but I think maybe I just wanted to say it just because if there are some listeners out there like, ooh, he's calling him his wife, I'm going to keep doing that. So
true.
I'm sorry if you don't like it.
Don't take offense to it. All right, let's move on from there to the housekeeping so we can get the show on the road before we offend all of the listeners we don't already have. So if you're watching the show on YouTube, consider liking and subscribing. Of course, we upload a mix of original content and podcast clips to YouTube. New uploads every single day there. So go ahead and check us out over there. That's kind of our main platform. If you're listening on Spotify, consider leaving us a rating and commenting on that platform as well. Podcasts also get posted to Apple Music and Amazon Podcasts as well. I believe you can rate on those services as well. So if you wouldn't mind going out of your way to do that, that would be appreciated. All of that stuff is free to you, but it means the world to us as we're trying to grow our community. You can get a hold of us on social media on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram now. Shout out to Jason putting that together for us.
Figured that.
I don't think we have any we aren't on, so go ahead and check us out. Spawn Point Network, except on X, we're Spawn Point CJ because it was taken. If you don't have social media, reach out to us at our email, spawnpointnetwork@outlook.com. That was spawnpointnetwork@outlook.com. Send us your emails there.
Spawnpointnetwork@outlook.com.
Yes, there you go. Send us your emails.
Third time's a charm.
Absolutely. Got to make sure we know about it. Go ahead and get a hold of us there. We would love to get a hold of, like I said, that's an option as well. We do have a Twitch page where we live stream occasionally. I want to talk about something to do with that a little bit later on in the show. But twitch.tv/SpawnPointNetwork. I think. Oh, Discord. Join the Discord, by the way, as well. We still have 8 founders titles available for people to come on in. Been talking games in there. Talked to Jason, my other friend. I talked to Jay. So complicated.
The other Jason.
Yeah. About Creasol. We had a conversation about that. I talked some more RuneScape. Just kind of blabbed on about some stuff. So join in there. Chat it up. Good place to be. Other than that, that's it for housekeeping. Are you ready to get into the actual fucking show today?
Oh, you mean the games?
The aliens and the flat Earth.
We never got back to that flat Earth conversation.
No, we're not doing that. All right, let's go into the
Nope.
games. Jason, you're going to start us off here. What are you
Okay.
talking about first?
So I wanted to touch on Cyberpunk 2077. I know it's been out for a while. I know everyone probably knows what it is. It's still a great game, but I kind of wanted to more focus on the Switch 2 version because it's a miracle that this thing works at all, and it works way better than it did when it first released back on like the Xbox One, PS4. So if you don't know what this game is, just a quick little rundown. You play as V, who is a mercenary for hire in Night City. During the opening scene, a heist goes really bad, and the biochip that he was sent in to steal, he had to implant it in his head to keep it safe. Um, in that biochip, there was a consciousness of a character named Johnny Silverhand, who was like an anarchist, rock star, kind of before like 10 plus years before this game even starts. So he puts this chip into his head. Turns out it's got this digital reconstruction of this Johnny Silverhand character. And what's happening is the chip is basically slowly killing the main character. And if it does, the consciousness of Johnny Silverhand will basically then take over his body, and that's what he's trying to prevent throughout this whole game. So, just simple little spoiler-free kind of rundown of what the game is about. But as far as the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, like I said, it's considered to be like a miracle port, kind of the same way that The Witcher 3 was on the original Switch. I mean, it wasn't the best version, but it was surprised that it ran at all. So, um, but it's just a miracle that this can run. But they are using some of the Switch 2's improve performance, processing power, and whatever to make this run better on the Switch 2. It is using the NVIDIA DLSS to kind of upscale and make everything look a little bit better. Came out on June 5th last year, and it includes both the main game and the Phantom Liberty expansion that came out. It was a little while after the original release. I don't have a date on
It was
that,
a while.
but yeah, yeah. So what how I would compare this, like, as far as, like, it running and how it looks is kind of like in between, like, the PS4 and the PS5. It's better than what it ran and looked like on the PS4, but obviously not as good as the PS5. So it's kinda like it's right in between there is kinda how I feel like it, runs. It's, 1080p, so I don't think it even goes to 4K on docked, but I mean it resolution, everything looks great. So in this version, there are two graphical options. You have graphics and you have performance. Graphics obviously is slightly higher fidelity. Textures are a little bit better, but is locked to 30 frames per second. Performance is targeting about 45 seconds. So it's kind of like in the middle there. And honestly, I've been playing it in performance because it really doesn't do a whole lot to the visuals, and that slight tick up in the frames per second really just makes everything run so much smoother. It's a kind of a twitchy shooting type of game, fast driving, so every anytime you involve stuff like that, the higher the rate can be, the better it's going to perform.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, because the Switch 2 has some things that other consoles don't have. It's got full gyro aiming. If you're playing it in handheld or with a pro controller, so you can gyro aim, get all your shots in, much better. Um, yeah, the Switch 2 also has the mouse modes. You can pop off the Joy-Con and aim in mouse mode, kind of similar to what you do on the PC, but obviously not quite as good. So, um, Yeah, and one of the things about this, that people were surprised and both happy about is this whole digital key card that's been coming in a lot of the, Switch 2 physical releases. So there's a card in the package, but on that card is basically just a code to download the game. So you still gotta put the cartridge in the Switch 2, but then you basically download the game to so a lot of developers are talking about how it's because, the card storage isn't big enough for their bigger games, but this one, the full game is on the cart.
Oh,
So if you're a digital collector, digital player, I'm sorry, a physical collector, a physical player, and you're turned off by the whole game keycard thing, this one is all on the card. It does not have to download anything. And
hmm,
I mean, this game is massive. Like
yep.
I play this on my Series X for a while, and I just basically to check it out on the Switch 2, you can it's cross save. So I just
Mm,
picked up right where I left off
nice.
on the Xbox version. So, but this game is massive, and the fact that they can put the entire game on this card while other developers are saying that the card's not big enough, I don't know what CD Projekt Red is doing differently.
Mm,
They've found a way, and it looks and runs great. I really like this game. I was one of the early players of this one when it was a mess,
yep.
when it released, and
Yep.
it has gotten it's I mean, I don't know if I would say it's fully redeemed itself, from a terrible launch, but it's, way, way better than it was, and this version is the version that has everything.
Hmm.
The Phantom Liberty expansion is freaking huge too.
Hmm.
So it's a big game. I mean, kind of like The Witcher 3. It had those massive expansions.
Yep.
So they're yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
Anyway,
awesome.
that is Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch too.
I have started Cyberpunk 2077 about 45,000 times, and then I get to the
Hmm.
bathtub with the naked lady that you transport her out to the balcony to get picked up.
Mhm.
I've seen that at least 12 times,
Oof.
and I keep dropping the game. I keep dropping it.
Okay.
I don't know what my deal is with this game. It just doesn't stick with me. But that's besides the fucking point. I have a question for you, kind of
Yeah.
related to this, kind of not, but it's a general overall question.
Shoot.
Do you have problems when you pick up your Switch and you play a massive game like this? I feel like I have a mental barrier. So, like, when I play a big game, like, I grew up with a Game Boy Advance, right? And they were just micro games, basically.
Yep.
So, when I
Yep.
play a Switch 2 fully fledged massive game, I'm like, boy, this is like I have a block in my head that will not allow me to, so I would prefer to play it on a console sitting in front of a TV. Do you have that block, or is that something? Did you have to work through that, or has that always been a natural advancement for you?
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I do get that sometimes, especially like you said on, a big AAA game like this that's just this massive big experience. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I do prefer to play these kind of games on my big TV. My Switch, I love indies. I love, retro style games.
Yep.
The Switch is perfect for that. The fact that it runs this, I think is great, and I can get past that block. I just kind of hone in on it, and I can get through that, but I do know exactly what you're saying. I do prefer to play these types of games on a big TV, but I can also bring it down and dock it and
Oh yeah, yeah,
play it
absolutely.
play it on my big TV.
I
So
just bring it up because I have a Steam Deck, and I thought like,
yeah.
oh, I have my Steam Deck. I can pull my PC library to my Steam Deck, and I can play fucking whatever Enslaved Odyssey
Mhm.
to the West or whatever game I want to play.
Yeah.
And then I download that game on my Steam Deck, and then I just end up playing a fucking roguelike
Yeah.
card game, like some like teeny tiny micro experience, because that just feels better on that device. So it's weird. I just thought that was something I wanted to talk about, but
No, I totally get that, and I can definitely be the same way. I find that if I play a game like this on my big TV, sitting on the couch, I can really like stay with it longer.
mhm.
when
Mhm.
I'm sitting on, upstairs, the TV's on and I'm playing my Switch, I'll play this for a little bit and just pop off and play
Yeah.
something else. So
Yeah.
that is, yeah, I do
Just
know what you
interesting.
mean.
Let me know down
Yeah,
below if you guys in the
yeah,
chat
I'd be
know
curious.
what we're talking about or how you overcome that. I mean, obviously, if the Switch 2 is your only console, this might be your only option. So I don't
Yeah,
know. That's just a mental block that I have. Um,
yeah.
Jeez, Cyberpunk 2077. I feel like I had a bunch of questions and they were all slipping my brain right now.
No,
What
that's
skill
okay.
tree are
I
you
mean,
playing through? And they're like 3 skill. They have like the tech tree, the
there,
cool tree, and the street tree or some shit.
I'm focusing more on the street kid,
Okay.
I think is what
Yeah.
they call it. So, but I do have like points in all three of
All of
them.
them.
There's
Yeah.
just something in each one that I do like. I just am finding more in the street kid um tier that I'm using a little bit more. So I like to like try to outsmart people and get into places that I shouldn't and stay hidden. So a lot of that stuff's in like the
Street
street
kid
kid
path. Yeah.
skill tree. Yeah.
So you have played this, as you said, on your Series X and now your Switch.
Yes.
Are you? How noticeable of a performance drop is it dropping that extra 15 frames down to 45 in your opinion? Because I know you said it runs at 45 or tries to. Is it super noticeable for you? Like I guess the question should be reframed as, let's just say you hadn't played it on your Xbox. Would you be able
Right.
to get through the entire game with the performance that's on offer here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
So I am kind of a FPS sicko. Like
Same.
it doesn't have to be one way or another, but my eyes can see it.
Yeah.
My brain knows what I'm looking at. So obviously I do notice just a slight difference between 45 and 60,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like there's a bigger notice. So I've swapped back and forth between 30 and 45 on this, and I feel like you notice it more between the 30 and the 45 than you do the 45 and the 60 for
Gotcha.
some reason. It just plays that much smoother than the 30, but not significantly less than a 60. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. Last question.
Yeah.
Are
Yep.
you using your extended throw joystick
Yes.
extenders? You kind of have to.
Yes.
That's an investment you have to do for
have
an
to.
FPS, right? You think
Yes.
you
Yep.
absolutely need to do that. So
yeah, the Joy-Con sticks are they're just too short. There is some pretty heavy aim assist in this game if you want it. I have it about the midpoint because I like to still put in some work to get
Yeah.
there. But
yeah,
even with my my thumbstick extenders, it's still not quite the range that I have my Series X controller, and I even have extenders on that.
Mhm.
So that's a big it's a big change, but it's fully manageable with those on this. So the only problem with those in the Joy-Cons is the buttons are pretty close to the stick, so your thumb has to come down a little bit farther
Mhm.
to hit them, and they're much closer to the thumbstick than like a even their Pro controller or an Xbox or PlayStation controller. So
Right.
every once in a while, I go to like reload and I'm bumping the stick again. But yeah, that's a
I mean,
minor
you
issue.
I don't know if it's even necessary to do this, but for those of you unaware or not familiar with what we're talking about when we
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about thumbstick throw, essentially if you have a regular controller, right? Let's just, for example, this is sitting here. So this is an Xbox Series controller or whatever. So the throw distance is the distance that you can push the stick to the left and to the right. On the Switch, they're like really, really small, like default. They're just super small.
Mhm.
So the amount of force you have to apply to the stick to get it to the far left corner is much, much shorter. There's not a lot of wiggle room in between to really be able to dial in aim and things of that nature. That's why it feels so strange playing a shooter on that device. That's why they make those extenders that Jason has. It's a big issue that I've had with control feel moving over to handheld gaming as it's continued to get more and more advanced as time has gone on. Devices like the Steam Deck do have like a normal thumbstick on the device, but it is a much heftier device. So and even in that scenario, it's just something about my brain disconnects when I'm playing a shooter, staring at a screen, holding a thing. So I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar,
Yes.
but
Yep. And to stay on that topic just for a second, there are, so when I had my original Switch, I have these I think they're Nixie NYXI, basically Joy-Con replacements. So they're a real high quality thing. They snapped onto the Switch, and much bigger thumbsticks. Like, it felt like you were holding an Xbox controller with a Switch stuck in the middle of it. So the Switch 2 being a newer console, there hasn't been those types of things yet. However, that Nixie company and what's the other one? The kind of popular third party.
Can't help you here.
No, I can't remember the name. Okay. But anyway, they are both currently about to release their versions of the larger Joy-Cons. They're like a full-fledged, like, hefty Joy-Con that you can stick on the end. They're not official Nintendo, but the ones that I used on my original Switch worked great. I found that I could play shooters so much better with those bigger buttons, bigger thumbsticks, bigger triggers. Everything's just bigger for bigger hands. So I'm keeping my eye on those to see when those are coming out. I will be probably picking up some of those.
Yeah, and a more cost-efficient Switch 2 option is they do make these big old cases that can kind of go over your entire device, and they add some meat to the back of the Joy-Cons that come with the system.
That's what I have on mine. I have the D brand Kill Switch case on my Switch 2, and it is a great case, but you just still can't change the layout of the Joy-Con. Nope.
Right. So anyways, that's one problem I have with the Switch as a whole, is the fucking thing is unusable unless you get a high quality case or replacement Joy-Cons. In my opinion,
absolutely.
I literally cannot game on that thing for longer than 45 minutes without my hands cramping, because there's just nothing to grab onto on that device. But that's besides the entirety of the point. Cyberpunk 2077 is $70, but it's currently on sale $34.99. Not sure how long that sale goes for.
That actually, and I did want to bring this up, when you guys are listening to this, hopefully tomorrow on Monday,
it'll be tomorrow.
It is the last day of that. Right. That is the last day of the sale. So if you're listening to this on Monday, pick this up if you want it. I do see it from time to time, but for $34.99, that's a steal for this game on the Switch too.
Absolutely, and you're getting the full game plus the DLC, and this is a massive game. So if you're looking for a time sink, you got one here. If you're looking for that,
you got it here. Yep.
Moving on, I am not nearly as cool as Jason this week. I played more Galaga, baby. We're talking about Galaga.
That's cooler.
We're talking about Galaga again this week. I know we had a conversation about arcades last week, but I wanted to do a dive into Galaga because I finally beat my brother's high score, and I crossed over and I got 146,000 on one run, which I was super excited about until last night. My brothers came over last night. My brother Drew. Okay, keep in mind, my brother Daxton had the high score. My brother Drew came in, and I was like, yeah, try to beat my high score on Galaga. One try. Fucking slaughtered it. Beat me by 30,000. So now the score on my Galaga machine is 177,000. So I'm probably going to have to take 6 months to a year to get back up to where I was to be able to beat him now, which is fucking incredible. And he did it literally. He came in from that freezing cold outside, freezing cold fingers, came down here and shit on me. So I was pissed. But anyways, Galaga is really fun. It's just it's a game that I keep kind of, I don't know why, but like I only am putting this on here to talk about this week because I just played the fuck out of it. Like this is probably the game I played most this week over everything I played, which is very strange, but I just kept coming back to my arcade cabinet because I was getting closer and closer to that score, and then my hopes and dreams were crushed as soon as they came over. But Galaga is just cool. I have started diving into, believe it or not, my shitty ass. I got a 2-player box. Basically, it's got a joystick and it's some internal components. It's like a off-brand. It's basically a Chinese console. They're kind of all over the place, but they have these little chips in them with a bunch of emulators. And I started diving into that thing a little bit more, and I found a bunch of Galagas in that machine. So I found like Galaga 88, Galaga 3, a bunch of like, well, Galaga 3 locally is called, what's it called? It's called, it doesn't even matter. But anyways, I found a bunch of different Galaga games on there, and they're labeled as Beat the Bee, which is, whatever. I mean, it's not at all relevant. But I found them on there. I've been playing those. So I've been playing a lot of Galaga 88. I really like Galaga 88. And just been arcade gaming. I don't know, man.
That's awesome.
It's there. I mean, I have it on here to talk about. There's really nothing to say other than I played a lot of Galaga this week.
Yeah.
That's it. I really have nothing else other than that. I thought I was going to be super exuberantly happy about my high score that got shattered as soon as, like, literally last night before we started recording the podcast. So I was gonna sub this out to talk about something else, but I really, whatever. Here we are. Play Galaga if you haven't. Yeah. It's a fun little game. Yeah.
And you put out this little video with a Galaga tip. You guys can check out on our YouTube channel, and I don't know if you've seen the views on that, but it's been like one of our highest.
Crossed 1,000. So hey, we go. I did do that. We're gonna try. I mean, both of us are actually putting in an effort. Jason specifically doing a lot more work with shorts. We're trying to push more of those out to get some people in the community. So yeah, it was just a fun little goofy thing that I threw up, and it's doing okay. So that's good.
Yeah, it's a nice video. Well edited.
Thank you. That took me absolutely no time to do.
Hey, that's even better.
I did look up on the topic my mod kit for my Street Fighter 2 cabinet. It's going to cost me $400. So that's going to be a little bit of a project that's going to happen a little bit later on because I didn't expect it to be that much, but it's all good. It comes with new buttons, new joysticks, a mini PC. Comes with that and a bunch of shit preloaded on there. Wow. So that's going to be fun, but that's going to be a little ways away.
What were you kind of hoping the price would fall in?
So I was hoping because I have a Raspberry Pi, I was hoping I could put software on that and then just buy buttons and thumbsticks. But the problem is there's in the mod kit that I'm going to buy, they have like special created cords that you can run to connect to the monitor that's in the machine, and you can't buy just the cables. You got to have the whole setup, and I'm not trying to get a custom fabricated cable, even though I know electricians, but I don't fucking know what the connectors are called and the data cable that I need. I don't know any of that shit, so I'm just going to spend the extra money and make sure I have what I need and do it that way. So what I was hoping for was like fucking $100, not $300. But
damn.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'll get to it. I'll get to it, and then I'll have videos up on that on either this channel or whatever somewhere. But arcade games are still fucking cool, believe it or not. One week after we already talked about them. Let's move on from Galaga. Stupid ass little segment there for me, but that's all good. Jason, next.
All good. So I don't remember if it was last week. It might have been 2 weeks ago, but I covered another racing game, and I'm here to cover another racing game. So this is Gear Club Unlimited 3. It is currently a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. I don't remember when they said it's coming out on other platforms, but they released this first on the Switch 2, which makes sense because Gear Club Unlimited 1 and 2 were both Switch games. Actually, Gear Club Unlimited 1 was a mobile title that got ported to
I did not know that. Did not know that, but cool.
Now, a decent mobile game though. I will say I've never touched it on mobile at all. But when I
will interject you really quickly. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Asphalt 9 Legends slaps, by the way. That's a mobile racing game, and you can get it on like all your consoles. That fantastic. Game is awesome. Just wanted to throw that out there. So no shade at the arcade racers on mobile. I'm just saying that's a really good one.
And didn't they just recently rebrand it? Isn't it Asphalt Legends Unite now?
It is, yes. It is.
Yeah. So
I have
same
hundreds of
same game.
hours in that game.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid,
Yep.
dude. I have a PC
That's
account like fully loaded. I have a Switch account fully loaded. I got a whole third account on my Xbox. I've played the fuck out of that game, dude. But that's unrelated. Continue with Gear Club, please. Jesus Christ.
Okay. But just real quick on that, the only thing that turned me off with that game a little bit was all the different currencies.
Yep.
And it does have a lot of microtransactions and stuff in it.
When
but you can just play the game.
When I started, that was not the case. That's what I'll say. When that game initially came out, there was 2 currencies. And the nice thing about we're talking about Asphalt 9 here. The nice thing about that game is like once you kind of build your account up a little, which isn't too difficult, that's a game you can literally play and not like there's no hard line cutoff. There's no like timer mechanic where you run out of gas. Like you do run out of gas, but like once you get a full garage, you can continue to swap vehicles and play that game for hours and hours and hours, which is a massive turnoff for a lot of mobile games. So that game didn't have that issue. So anyways, that game's gone a weird direction as of late with the season pass things that they've added and the multiple
Maybe we'll talk about that sometime.
We should.
I play that one as well.
We should, but not right now. I'm sorry for cutting you off 50,000 times. Terrible.
No, it's totally fine, dude. I put part in that as well. So like I said, this is currently just a Switch 2 exclusive. It is a Simcade racing game, essentially. Definitely more on the arcadey side of this one. So I couldn't even tell you where the first 2 games were set. Each one of them had its own like basically country or whatever that it was basically set in. But this one has 2 settings. You race in Japan and you race in Europe in this. So like your home base of your like gear club is in right outside of France, I believe. So that's kind of like your home base, but you're trying to branch out this club, and the next place your CEO or whatever chose was Japan. So they set up another club in Japan. So you do kind of fly back and forth and race in both locations. But it's got a couple new modes as well that weren't in the first 2. This version has, if you're actually watching the screen right now, it's a new mode called Highway Rush, and it reminds me a lot of that game that you covered, Cam, the motorcycle,
lane
maybe
split.
Not as fast. Yeah, lane split. So you're basically just trying to get through traffic, not cause much damage. There's a couple different versions of Highway Rush. There's one where you literally you have a timer and you have to get to the finish line as fast as you can. There's another one that is timed, but the timing is a little bit more lenient, but you have to not cause the least amount of damage that you can. So that one's a little bit more strategic. You can take your time a little bit more, but your health bar is slowly ticking down throughout the course of the race. And to raise it back up, you have to do things like have a clean section, get a close call with another car, reach a certain top speed, and those things all refill your health bar. So it's a little bit more strategic. I actually prefer that one a little bit more. It's a little bit tougher, but I like, trying to weave in and out without causing any damage. This is what I was going to talk about next. On the screen, if you're watching, there is a whole garage system, and you can set up at like an engine department, a cosmetic department. There's a wind tunnel that you can set up, all kinds of different things to basically upgrade your vehicle. So it's a mix between racing, and then you can always go back to your garage, upgrade your car by literally like picking it up in the garage and like setting it down on to one of these things, and then you can work on the engine and stuff. It's pretty basic, but I just like that they're trying something not that other games haven't done this, but I like, kind of moving my car around the garage and basically working on it. So that's kind of fun. Now obviously the Switch and the Switch, I'm sorry, Gear Club 1 and Gear Club 2 they were okay. Even this one is okay. It's not spectacular. It's just it's fun. But it's not going to win any awards for greatest racing game. I will tell you that much. But the 1 and 2 only ran at 30. This one finally runs at 60. Is
Hmm.
prettier than the first two, but it's nothing. It's no Forza or anything
Right.
like that. It's just a fine looking racing game. It doesn't have a ton of cars. I think there's like 45 cars in this. They're all fully licensed, so they definitely got the license of vehicles. There are over 50 tracks, which I think is pretty
It's
cool.
pretty impressive.
Some of them kind of look the same.
Hmm.
I mean, everything about this game is, as much as I have enjoyed playing it, is just kind of mid. It's just,
Fair.
you know, I just love racing games and I will play anything that's out there. This is just a mid so racing game on the Switch too.
Yeah.
I
Nothing
mean, the
wrong.
reviews have I kind of dabbled. I just kind of wanted to look around and see what people are saying. And everyone kind of has the same type of take. They're like, it's fine, it's not bad, but
Right.
it's it's mid,
It's pretty. It's
and that's
pretty.
kind of how I felt.
Yeah, it's pretty sad us racing game fans are starved for games like we are. I mean, I'm the same way.
I know.
We'll talk about this in a little bit, but I'm working on a game for next week that I knew
Okay.
going into it was going to be bad. I knew going into it it was
Okay.
going to be. It's a game. Fuck it. I'm playing Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown right now because it's on PlayStation
I
Plus.
saw that.
That game. We'll have some words
What?
on
Say
that. We'll have some words on that next week. I'm going to cover it in detail. I just haven't played it enough yet to want to go into.
Like it blows. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's got some problems, but I'm playing it. We'll talk about
Yep.
Solar Crown next week. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with that game right now. It's like with all of its problems, for somehow reason or another, I'm playing it. So
I think I know exactly what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing with that game, and I feel like I'm kind of doing the same thing with this one.
Right.
Honestly, though, I'm having more fun with this one than I did Test Drive, and I love Test Drive. Test Drive Unlimited 2 was just, or no, yeah, that's what it was called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I loved that game.
Dude.
So I was pumped when I heard about the new Solar Crown, and then I played it, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no is right. It's got a lot of
no.
oh no's. It's got a lot of oh no's. I'll have footage next
so
week for
anyway,
you. But
like, we'll talk about it.
your Club 3. So the garage stuff that you're showing there, I wonder if any of that stuff's going to be what's coming to Horizon with all their factory building bullshit that they're trying to do. If they're going to try to replicate that in some way or something, just
It's
tying
possible.
that into. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just a way of, instead of just going into a menu and being like, here's a better engine part, here's a this that. They just set it up in a garage, and you can literally move the car around and stuff.
Sure.
It's doing the same thing, just with a little bit more flair, I guess I would call it. So
yeah, I wonder if it's just a racing game thing that like we can tolerate mid. I mean, there's so many. There's other genres I will get into. Like I played Thymesia, which is a Souls-like, and that game was like as mid as could possibly be mid, and to the point that I dropped it. But I'll probably keep playing Solar Crown for another 10
Isn't
hours.
that weird?
I don't know what it is about the racing genre.
Yeah, same exact thing. And Gear Club 1 and 2 were not great, and I played a lot of both of them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just starving for them. We're starving for arcade racers. Go ahead.
One of the things I did want to touch on real quick about this, about like, you're a up and coming racer and you've joined this club, and the CEO is talking to you back and forth about what he wants you to do next, and you essentially get more teammates, and then there's not like cutscenes. There's just these little like images that come across with a picture of someone, and then there's some text. It's very, very basic. But they're talking to you, the player. You never are addressed in any sort of like, you don't have a name. There's no customization. There's no face. Even like if you're driving a convertible and they have the little like cutscene at the beginning where it's kind of zoom around your car. You barely even see. You just have a helmet. It doesn't even look like you have a shirt on. It's just like there's nothing to this
Yeah.
character that they're. I mean, it'd be different if it was just like, we're a team and maybe you're racing one of the many team members, but you're clearly a person that joined this club, but there's just no mention of him outside of just talking to like a wall. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't customize anything about. You can't even name your character.
Damn.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean that's racing game stories are
I know.
pitifully
They're-
underdone. They're always
Yeah, they're-
crap. It's
Just to get you from one place to the next.
pretty much. I mean, yeah, I would love to see a racing game story done well. That has not happened yet, and I would be shocked if it ever does. I mean, like I said, they
Yeah,
are kind of pieced together to get you from one race to another, so to speak. But
Mhm.
how's the sounds in this game?
The sounds are actually pretty good. So I even though I played most of this in handheld, I did bring it down and play a little bit docked just to kind of hear the the bass and stuff. I got a pretty nice speaker setup down here. So yeah, it's got great sound. And then I even when I played it in handheld, I threw my headphones on and it's got very good sound. You can hear the cars coming up, from either side of you. So yeah, sound good engine sounds. I've liked cars my whole life, but I don't think I could tell you the difference in engine sound from one car to another. But this game does at least have different sounds for different vehicles. I
Yep.
would assume they did some kind of recording on these engines so that they sound right. But yeah, good sound. Music is terrible.
Oh,
It's like okay, let me take that back. There's like an ambient kind of lo-fi beat stuff that plays like in the garage.
Mhm.
That stuff's cool. The music that's played during the races is like a generic. There's like 3 radio stations in Japan and 3 in England or Europe
France.
or wherever it's set, France. And
French.
each one of those it's 3 different ones in France and 3 different ones in Japan. And then there's like a rock station, like a EDM station and I don't even know what the other one was. Just bad, like no licensed music. But like the rock stuff, like I paused it and I turned up I was like, I gotta hear what this song is, and it was just this like 0 effort
Oh,
like
boy.
rock song that I'm like, what is this? So needless to say, during the racing, I basically have the music off. I like the sounds of the cars anyway, so
Yeah, so
music's bad.
yeah, I mean, music's a fickle bitch nowadays, honestly, with getting licenses for music and stuff.
I
So
know.
it makes sense. Unfortunately, it sucks. But for me, hot take incoming, I turn music off in every racing game I play. By default. I just do that by default because I want that fucking noise. I want that engine noise, baby. Pump it directly into my brainstem.
Yep.
So I shut for every Forza game, every racing game I can get my hands on, that music gets shut off immediately. So
Right. Nope.
that wouldn't
get
bother
that.
me.
And honestly, so I'm a big F1 fan, and I play the F1 games on my Xbox, and that it's more sim than it's arcadey a little bit, but it's
more,
I mean,
way
even
more
like
sim.
F1
Way more sim.
yeah, even F1 drivers will play it on stream to like get some practice in because the tracks are like completely to scale. Anyway, because it's more of a sim when you're racing, there's no music. Like you're just focusing on the tracks, the sounds, and everything. So playing those games for the last couple of years has really made me turn music off in most of my other race games.
I do it
off
all the time.
or very low.
Yeah.
Like just to have something else there, but I definitely have the sounds of the vehicles as a highlight when I'm playing these games now. So
Like I said, I shut that off. I want my engine sounds. Cool. Whoa.
Yep.
You're gonna have to talk about F1 if you've been playing that. I've been curious. I've been wanting to buy the new one. Are they up to 26? Did they release 26?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So they're still on 25.
Still on 25.
Cool games. Racing games are
Great.
cool, just like arcade games. Even if they're mid, they're kind of
sure
cool.
are.
Gear Club Unlimited $349.99. A little bit of a discount price. I will say that feels a little stiff for the Gear Club series.
It is. It's higher than both of the first two were at their release.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more effort in here with the visuals they have. It is incredibly better looking than the other two. The lighting is striking at times in here. So they did some work, but yeah, a little bit cheaper. This have you seen this franchise go on sale ever?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this one probably will too.
Yeah.
One other thing real quick on this. So the first two games got a lot of like post-launch support with patches and car packs and track packs and stuff. I would assume that this is going to be the same way. I mean, starting with 40 cars, the other two had more than that. So yeah, I think this will get some post-launch support as well. So
I mean, 40 cars is respectable, at least. I mean,
it's
respectable. We're spoiled by Horizon having 550 plus.
I know.
Of that 550 in Forza, half of them are fucking Jeeps and trucks and shit.
Yeah,
that
there's a lot of garbage in there too.
Before we move on from the racing game topic, you had a PS4, right? Or no?
Yep.
You played Drive Club?
I
fucking love Drive Club. I fucking love Drive Club.
Great.
That game got kind of shit on by like everybody for some reason, but I thought that game was awesome. I love Drive Club.
I don't even know if I knew that, like the critical reception. I just loved it, and I didn't care what anybody else thought of that one.
I don't know what it was about that game. I kind of missed
great.
Drive Club. That game was super sick.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yep.
Boy, we got a lot of our system with racing games there, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did.
Gear Club Unlimited 3, Switch 2 exclusive. This will probably not come anywhere else. I don't think any of the other ones have. So, no, I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
It was weird the way that they said, like, and a Switch 2, I thought I saw timed exclusive, but I could be wrong. And when I hear that, I'm like, well, so where else is this coming? This may end up just staying on.
I would be absolutely shocked if because Gear Club Unlimited 2 is Switch exclusive. So was the first one. Okay. I would be very interested if they took it outside. I'd be shocked though. Anyways, racing games, man. Hell yeah, racing games. Awesome. And moving on from here, I started God of War Sons of Sparta. So this was announced at the PlayStation State of Play. It was the one last thing of the show, was released on the same day as the State of Play. Just keep repeating myself. Why not? Fuck it. Looked like a kind of an action hack and slash type of God of War, which I'm used to, but in a 2D plane. Bought the game. It's $29.99, and this is a fucking Metroidvania through and through a Metroidvania. And if you've watched any episodes if you've watched any episodes of this podcast, I throw shade at Metroidvanias very often. However, I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. I don't know if it's just because of the source material on offer here, because I just love the God of War franchise, or what exactly, but this one's holding my attention. You essentially play as young Kratos when he was a Spartan, kind of going through the ranks of his military career for Sparta. And you're kind of accompanied through the game by your brother Deimos, who's been a big part of the lore as well. Obviously, both of you are kids at the point that this game takes place. I'm not sure if we're going to have a time advancement to kind of a more adult version of Kratos before he dies and goes to hell and becomes the God of War and all that fun stuff. But you pretty much like a maybe 13, 14-year-old kid in this game. And the story in this game is kind of unique in the sense that Kratos doesn't know what he's going to become in this game. So his aspirations throughout this game are basically to just please Sparta, become a legionnaire, and do all of that stuff. And his brother Deimos is kind of in the same situation, so they grow up in that environment. But Deimos has got a little bit more personality as far as like caring for others and caring for animals. He's got a softer heart than Kratos does. So they're kind of playing on that through the game narratively, just kind of trying to break Kratos out of his hard shell, and that's kind of the main tone that's going on throughout the game at this point. I will say that the combat in this game is fun, a little bit different. I will say it's got a parry mechanic, a dodge mechanic, and then your basic attack mechanic, and you can unlock some new skills for your weapons, and you unlock new heads for your spear, new handles and tails, all of which add different abilities to your weapon. Of course, I'm about, I want to say 4 to 5 hours into this game. I'm not sure. I have no sense of when I'm gonna wrap on this one, so I'm probably quite a long ways away from the end. But it's pretty fun, and what I do enjoy about this, maybe what's kind of holding my attention a little bit longer with this one than other Metroidvanias, is that there hasn't really been any innovation as far as the movement mechanics in this game, which I know if you're a big Metroid fan, that's probably going to be a bummer. But Kratos kind of has the same moveset. You're not like going through the map and unlocking ball mode or fucking wing fly mode or all that shit to get to all these areas. You can pretty much get there from the start of the game if you want to go that way. So far, anyway.
I actually like that.
Yeah, I think it's nice. It's very appreciated for me because I can do all of the fun map exploration stuff and clear the map, but at the same time I'm not like, oh shit, I'm in this room, there's a door way the fuck at the top. By the time I get this ability, I'm not going to remember anything about this room, and it's going to take me 30 hours to find it again so I can actually progress the story. Haven't run into that here. So it's all cool, and like I said, all the upgrades that I have been getting are just upgrades to my damage based on a different spearhead, a spear handle that adds an ability or whatever. But it's pretty cool. Art style, I think, is actually great. I've seen a lot of people kind of say this, it's kind of uninspired. Metroidvanias have really great art styles. It's a very difficult genre to break into visually just because of how great some of the games look. I mean, Ori and the Blind Forest is a shining example. I mean, there's a billion examples. I'm not going to start listing them off. So this game isn't like jaw-droppingly impressive visually. It's not trying to be. It's going for more of a tight pixel art style graphic scheme, and I think it looks nice. I think it looks really, really good, and I'm a big fan of Roman culture, Greek culture, which is Greek culture, which is what this game's based on, and I love the theming here. So it's doing all the right things for me to keep me entertained. So I'm happy about that. I'm coming into a genre that I'm notoriously not a fan of, but this one's doing what it needs to kind of keep me in there. So that's pretty much it for God of War: Sons of Sparta. It's going to be a game I'm going to kind of keep touching on the podcast as I work through it, but so far so good.
Okay, that's cool. I as I was watching this, I had a couple questions. Is it a forward? Okay, so no, you're aiming at least in multiple. It looked like some of the attacks were just either up and down or left and right. Is there like kind of a 6-axis type of?
So there is kind of so with your spear, you can attack at a downward angle. You can attack straight forward, or you can attack straight up. So there's basically 3 angles with your spear. And then I have unlocked this like lasso slingshot thing where you can kind of throw rocks basically, and that you can aim in any direction.
Anywhere. I saw that.
And then the other thing that you see occasionally is the head of some architect. I'm sorry, guys. But he basically shoots beams out of his eyes, and you can point that at eyeballs in the environment to open gates and stuff. And that's all.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's all, aim it wherever you need to type of thing as well. So, where I'm at in the game, no puzzles have been hard, but it's nothing crazy.
That's cool. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
God of War, when did the first one come out? Back in
I think, are you talking about the remake or the original?
No, just the original. The first God of War on what, PS2?
think it was PS2. I'm thinking 2001, but I am blowing shit out of my ass. Let's find out, shall we? 2005. Sorry.
2005. Okay.
Yep.
I thought for some reason 2007 was on my head, but 2005. Okay, so you know, is your main weapon in this the spear? Do you think that's going to be throughout the whole game?
I
Okay,
think so.
so I'm just thinking, you know, I get that this is before he even, you know, turned into the God of War, but it's so like his chain whip, like the
Mm.
chain swords and stuff. Like,
Yep.
do you?
Chains of
I
Olympus
just
side, but
wonder.
they're not going to be here.
Okay, I didn't think so,
Yeah, I don't
but I
think
wonder,
so.
like, at what point, when it became, you know, this spear fighting Kratos to the, you know, the chain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, other than
it just seems weird to see him just fighting with a spear. I guess is what I was
no,
trying
I
to get at.
agree. I 100% agree. You wouldn't even know it was Kratos unless, I mean, the
Right.
logo is on his shield, but that's about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't even
Okay.
have the scar on his face at the point in the game that I'm at. I'm sure that this story
Oh.
is going to tell that story of how he gets his scar
Sure.
or something.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is weird. I mean, like I said, I think if you came into someone playing this game and you had no fucking clue what it was, you would never think it was a God of War game. 100%.
Interesting. Yeah.
And yeah, the spear is an odd choice because I don't recall using a spear in the trilogy.
Ugh. I don't think so, but I don't know.
You know, it's been a long time since I played
Definitely
the
not
original
your
trilogy.
not as a
Yeah.
main weapon.
No. So yeah, it's interesting. I
Yeah.
said the combat's decent. The combat is decent. I would say it's not it's not great, which is kind of a bummer. It's kind of important in this genre. I would say you need good combat, and I would say it's just kind of decent here. As far as combo strings, it's literally X 3 times is a 3-hit combo that you can almost never get off because you get attacked before you can get the third attack off. Or you know, you can unlock a power attack where you just hold the button and let go. That's it for combat, really, as far as that goes. But I'm
so
really
like your first
really
and
early.
second hit. The first and second hit don't like you know how they sometimes they stagger the enemy to in order to get so they can just attack you through that.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this, like I said, the game has a parry mechanic, and there's a little bit of a delay pulling your shield out. So that's a little bit doesn't feel very good. Trying to time a parry when you have a delay on your input to pull your shield out in the first place is a little rough. I have hit parries, but I will be honest, I've been lucky. There is a stagger mechanic in the game to go onto that point. The enemy visually or performantly does not stagger, but there is a bar under their health bar, just like the fucking Norse games. You know, they have that stagger meter, and if they fill up all the way, you can perform an execution to get, you know, your health orbs and shit like that. So I guess I will go into mechanics here just a little bit because I feel like I'm not touching on the game properly, so I'm going to keep talking about it till I feel satisfied. You have just your standard X attacks or square attacks, and then you can modify those by holding the right bumper. So once you start to get low on HP, if you hold the right bumper and attack, your attacks will do less damage, but they'll generate green orbs to refill your health.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's a little bit of combat complexity there. It's just the combat feel isn't that great yet. Right. I'm thinking that's going to hopefully get a little bit better as I progress through the game. But yeah, so when you do the RB attack, like I said, they don't do as much damage as just a straight up attack, but they do build posture damage faster, so you can get more executions. The problem is that RB attack is tied to a meter, and if you run out of that meter, you can't do it anymore. So you can get in bad spots where you're low on health. You don't have the power ability to get health gems off enemies, so you kind of have to really tighten your combat up and stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's the mechanics as far as that goes. I'll keep touching on this one as we go, and just kind of keep it on the docket. Wasn't able to one-shot this one like Big Ops. Hey, Big Ops made it. Let's go, baby.
Yay.
It's not dead.
Did you do that on purpose?
No. That was the only game I beat like super fast to talk about on the show. So I just it fit.
That's great.
Big Hops
He came back.
lives. He lives.
Resurrected.
All right. So that's that for new games we wanted to talk about. I will mention briefly, I'm working through Crisol still going on that. I think I'm 10 hours in now, and I feel like I'm about halfway through the game. So either it's going to speed up quickly and I'm going to be done in 15 as projected, or I'm going to end up running a little longer on that one. My opinion hasn't changed too much on that yet, but we'll do a conclusion video or conclusion discussion on Crisol a little bit later. I don't want to really go into that now. I'm working on Solar Crown. We'll talk about next week.
Yeah.
And Tokyo Extreme Racer comes out on Wednesday. So I will be trying to get some time in on that to cover. So it might be all racing games for me next week.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just so you know. And then it's Jason's birthday on the day this podcast goes live. I forgot to fucking mention that at the intro. Happy birthday, Jason. He's turning 34.
Correct.
There you go. Tell Jason happy 34th birthday in the comments here. That would be fantastic. What do you got on deck?
If only I was 34. He's being too kind. I'm going to be big 4'6".
Oh, shit, you are old. Holy shit, dude. You're gonna need you're gonna need a cane pretty soon. No, I'm just kidding. Anything you want to tease for the coming week, next week? Anything?
So, I got a couple that I'm kind of tossing back and forth whether or not I wanna touch them. So, I'm not sure if I want to tease anything there quite yet. But I do want to mention quick before we take our first break is during the PlayStation State of Play, there was a game that they briefly mentioned called Darwin's Paradox, and it was right after they were talking about the Metal Gear Solid games, and it almost looked like this game had some sort of connection to Metal Gear because it starts the trailer started with him, this octopus inside a box, very reminiscent to Snake sneaking around inside of a box. I'm like, wait a minute, is this? Well, it's not. That was just a tease of this game. It's not in the Metal Gear universe. But anyway, you're an octopus. It's like a side-scrolling
Metroidvania.
No, it's not a Metroidvania. It's more of just a platformer, I guess, is the closest thing that I would. So 20, 30 minutes maybe is all I played. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna.
I can't believe you bought
check this one out. I didn't. It's a demo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better, at least.
Oh no, I don't even think it's out yet.
I have no fucking intention of playing that game at all.
No. I saw that it popped up on the free demo, so I was like, give it a whirl. Looks nice. He's an octopus, so he's got a lot of traversal type stuff. Basically had to avoid this giant seagull thing that was coming in by hiding in boxes and crates and stuff like that. But I don't know. Just wanted to mention that I tried it out since we saw it on the State of Play. So
and I don't know.
Darwin's Paradox
gave away all my cards for next week, which is fine. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know what it is about that Darwin's Paradox game. I have literally no interest in it. Like, I would be interested in a platformer. There's something about that game in particular. I just have nothing. I feel nothing towards that game at all.
No, that's fine. And I wouldn't have had any interest if it weren't for the demo. I just thought, why not give it a shot?
Might as well try it. Yeah. I'm doing the same thing. I'm perusing demos for the show.
So.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
All right, cool. I think that is the games for the week. So let's go ahead and take our first break. We will come back with news. We got a little bit of a loaded news section this week. Gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
So we'll come back. We'll talk about some news, and then we'll go from there. So we will see you guys shortly. Hang on with us.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Spawn Point podcast. And after our break, we're now going to dive into the news section. And like Cam said, there's quite a few stories in here. But before we go into the console specific things, I threw this first one in here because I was like, "What is this?" So you're basically playing it. The game is called Become. Kind of a play on words there.
Pretty on the nose
because you're
there.
playing as a sperm, basically trying to get to the egg. So Become is described as a short single player third person adventure, and it casts you as sperm that is competing against millions of others in a game of life. To stand a chance at winning and fertilizing the egg, your sperm will have to learn to adapt, grow stronger as it explores the human reproductive system. What? I mean, I guess it's never been done before, but
Nope.
I was like, what? And it looks good. Like,
It
I
looks
mean,
good. Kind of.
So kind of. I mean, for what it's doing, it looks. I don't know. If you're watching the video version, Cam's got the trailer pulled up right now. It's interesting. It's about what you'd expect. But one of the things they did touch on here is you can even outfit your sperm. There's a shark style costume. And there's a skill progression system which will help you overcome immune cells, acidic traps, and break through membranes. Yeah, we don't need to go into this too much more. There's a little bit more in the article, but I think you kind of get the gist here.
Yes.
You're a swimming sperm.
You're a swimming sperm amongst a bunch of other sperms. The trailer is pretty funny. I would recommend you guys watch the trailer on your own time. It's
just
not,
to see what we're talking about.
It's pretty comical. I mean, at least the dev is, he knows he's making a goofy game, and he he framed the trailers like it's a fight for survival and like all this shit, which is true, but it's just like it's goofy intentionally.
It's goofy.
So
yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if I could justify purchasing this game and not feel guilty about it, but it's a cool concept. We'll see on this.
It's
one.
something.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that in there, just in case nobody had heard of it. It's a game.
It's coming 2026 if he doesn't fuck it up.
I see. What you did
there. He could have done the same coming 2026 in his trailer, but he didn't. Tough. Anyway, so yes, Become looks cool. Moving on from there, Slay the Spire 2 early access release date set for March as animated trailer reveals 4-player co-op. Not sure how 4-player co-op works in Slay the Spire, but this was a trailer I saw and immediately texted to Jason.
And I immediately went, no freaking way.
Yeah. So Slay the Spire, awesome roguelike card battler. Don't let that
builder card battler.
Builder card battler. Don't let that turn you off, though. I don't typically like deck builders, but this game is really, really good.
Really good.
Really, really good. Just a very fun. I mean, shit. It is one of those deck builder, card battler, dungeon crawler games.
Yeah.
It just does something else unique. The first one did something unique that kept me hooked for a long time.
Same here.
So obviously we just have this in here because they announced 2. I don't think we had any even whisperings of this until the trailer dropped. I didn't hear about it, but
I didn't either, and I don't think we did. I mean, everyone kind of expected it because the first game was very well received. But yeah, they dropped the trailer and it looks like more Slay the Spire.
Yep, looks like more Slay the Spire. Will be interesting to see how Mediacom shits. It will be interesting to see how co-op works in this. I have no idea how they're going to work that into the game. It was very single play, like super single player, the first one. So we'll see how this all goes.
Right.
But yeah, it looks cool.
And like you.
Go
ahead.
No, this is a great Steam Deck Switch game.
Yes.
That's like the best way to play Slay the Spire. And what's 100%. Great about Slay the Spire as well is like you can be in the middle of a run and stop it at any point, save it, and come back to that run later, and you can pick right up where you left off. So it's a good pick up and play game. I'm sure the second one will be the same. But what were you going to say?
Yeah. I was just going to mention that, you know, we both have this thing with early access. We don't really like to talk about them until, you know, they're an actual thing. But this game's different.
Yep. Slay the Spire's a little different. I'm going to
It's
be playing this probably on March
Yeah.
5th, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I will as well. So
Just, I mean, the graphics look better. I mean, do
Yeah,
they?
for sure.
Yeah, they look. Oh,
I
yeah,
mean-
the animations are better. Let's put it that way. The graphics,
animations are better.
yeah, the graphics are pretty much identical, but it's got a very unique art style. It's got an art style it's clearly following in the second one, but the animations have been
Yes.
reworked and it looks very nice. So,
Yeah.
cool. Slay the Spire 2 is
Yeah,
going
looks
to be, well, hopefully going to be good. Moving on from
Hopefully.
Slay the Spire 2. I got this one again. Ubisoft
Yeah.
was gone for a week. I think it was gone
1
last
week.
week. It's back.
It was.
And it's back
It is
and
back.
worse than ever. Here we go. Ubisoft confirms
Oh, boy.
layoffs at the Toronto studio, but insists Splinter Cell's remake is still coming. So, again, the interesting thing that caught my attention here was, have they even announced the remake of Splinter Cell before this?
Nope.
So, okay, we're getting a remake of Splinter
Right.
Cell unless it gets canceled. They must have announced it somewhere and I missed it, right? They wouldn't just say that.
If they did, both of us missed it because
Yeah.
that's the thing that stood out to me in this article. All
Yeah.
they've mentioned that I've seen is that Splinter Cell is still on the table.
Yeah.
Whether it was a new release or whatever, this is the first time that I saw Splinter Cell remake.
Yep.
Is what it said. So we'll see. I don't know.
I would love for Sam Fisher to come back for sure. That would get me pumped, but I'd still like, here's the thing. This would be super exciting if they just announced they're remaking Splinter Cell, but they have to say,
Right.
well, we fucking shit on 40 people's jobs, but Splinter Cell's coming. Okay. We'll see, because Ubisoft
Yeah.
is laying off everyone everywhere. So
I don't know how they're making games if they
yeah.
have no developers left.
exactly. So I don't even, this probably isn't a guarantee. So him saying, or
God.
Yves Guillemot saying that it's still
Yes.
coming doesn't really mean much to me after doing a podcast for 7 weeks now. And all we've had to report on is Ubisoft laying off people for 7
Yep.
weeks.
Not good news from Ubisoft.
No. Sticking on that, Yves Guillemot staying on topic here with Ubisoft. He breaks his silence and says the company has multiple Far Cry and Assassin's Creed games coming. He also,
boy.
yep, buckle up, Buttercup. We're getting more Assassin's Creed and we're getting more Far Cry. And that's probably all we're going to see. Well, Splinter Cell, maybe, from Ubisoft.
Maybe.
He says here,
Man.
what do I want to cover? Yves says, under the Assassin's Creed brand, several titles are in development spanning both single-player and multiplayer experiences. That's questionable. What are they doing with
Yeah.
AC multiplayer?
No idea.
So, interesting. I think the Far Cry, just my opinion, I think Far Cry is overdone at this point, just as much as Assassin's Creed is. I'm probably speaking out of turn there. I know our buddy Matt at work, his wife's playing Far Cry 6 still. So there's definitely a community for it. I am not a part of it anymore, but they're still doing that. Here's the main point of this article is not that they're making more Far Cry and Assassin's Creed. That's expected. What I am on to here is that he mentioned in this interview that he fully understands the legitimate concerns of our teams in France and around the world. Obviously, he's reacting to the layoffs that they've had for the past 7 months. Ubisoft is going through a major phase of transformation affecting our organization, operations, and cultures. Changes of this scale naturally raise questions and create tension, particularly when they impact people's routines. And I recognize that. That's one nice way of putting that you're firing everyone. My commitment is to listen, lead responsibly, and keep our teams engaged. At the same time, we can't ignore that we are part of an industry that is more competitive and demanding than ever. That is true. that is kind of
Yeah.
why we all figured this was happening, and the fact that Ubisoft has no creative bones left in their body to get sales.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not going to go through everything that he said. He did mention
No.
here at the end, finally, your questions about unions. I believe more transparency and open dialogue with our teams in all of its forms, especially in these major times of change, are essential. Which, again, sounds to me like he doesn't want them to they don't want them to unionize. No company
No, of course
wants
they don't.
their people to unionize. He's just
Nope.
basically saying we should talk more. And by talk more, that means we go on a conference call and I fire you all. Anyways,
Yeah.
Ubisoft is, boy, I don't know what the hell the future of Ubisoft is. It keeps getting weirder by the day.
It does. It really does. I
mean, they are a massive company with tons of employees, but I guess, you know, Tencent did back Ubisoft, so there's a shitload of money. Tencent is a whole nother.
Oh yeah,
we're not going into there, but it's just sad, man. These devs don't deserve this shit, but hopefully they can start their own indie studio and make fun games like Become or Big Hops. Anyways, anything you want to say on this? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess a little bit, you know, we've been covering Ubisoft, like Cam said, since episode 1, and it just gets stranger and stranger. And it's like we even talked about how they were, you know, trying to condense everything, and I obviously part of that is letting people go. It's just like they're trying to hold on to their heyday, like, which, you know, they did have it at one point, but it's just not been enough innovation in these games. How many Assassin's Creed do we need? How many Far Cry's do we need? I mean, Cam even touched on Assassin's Creed being a franchise that could, you know, go away and he wouldn't care. I mean, some people would, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. They're just trying to hold on to what they had at one point, and I just don't know if it's gonna work.
If you still want Assassin's Creed and you don't think that series is overdone, you got problems, dude. Assassin's Creed is not Assassin's Creed anymore. It is not Assassin's Creed. They literally are making a game, tying it to that franchise to get sales, but those are not Assassin's Creed games. I will fucking die on this hill. They are not the Ezio trilogy. They are not even fucking close. They are completely different games at this point. So I don't even care. Keep making them. Call them fucking something else. It's not Assassin's Creed, and give me back Ezio, for fuck's sake. I'm tired of Ubisoft. Ooh. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Fuck, dude.
Rant over.
Yeah. No. Anyways, that was uncalled for, but felt good. Felt really good. Anyway.
Yeah. There you go. Get it off your chest, man.
No, if you like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, I am throwing shade, actually. I'm not going to go off again, but I am throwing shade. I'm tired of them. All right, let's move on before I fucking pop a blood vessel in my face.
Ooh, yeah, let's go quick.
Jason, this is you.
Yeah. So on to some Xbox news. Phil Spencer is retiring from Xbox and is going to be replaced by another branch of Microsoft, the Core AI team. Basically, the boss of the Core AI team is now going to take over Phil Spencer's position, and from what I've heard, she has no knowledge in games. So
she has no gaming experience and no gaming knowledge at all.
Yeah. So also tied to that, President Sarah Bond is also resigning from the company. So yuck. And executive Asha Sharma is apparently set to replace Spencer. That's the AI boss, the Core AI boss. So she's the one that's going to replace Spencer. And then also another little side note, Xbox Game Studios head Matt Brody has reportedly been promoted to Chief Content Officer.
I can't believe you just misspoke. His name is Matt Booty, dude. Not Bodie.
What'd I say?
You said Matt Body, I think, or something. It's Booty. Got a big old fat booty. Right. Anyway, I'm just
got a big old fat booty.
Anyways, this is Bad news. I mean, best of luck to Sharma. Best of luck.
Yes.
You're taking over a sinking ship fast right now. But also, if this doesn't tell you where Xbox future is, I don't know what does. This lady's coming from an AI branch of Microsoft.
To take over the games department.
Yeah, we've had this conversation on this podcast. Okay, we are okay with indie devs using AI for like small stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
This is going down the path of this is going to be a problem if the CEO of Xbox has a background in AI. I don't know what this is going to lead to, but once we start getting to the point that AI is running these massive companies and no longer a human element, that's when we start to get into the fucking I am human sort of shit here. And I'm not saying it's going there, but this is quite a move.
Something to think about for sure. Although she did inform her employees that her job is going to involve making 3 commitments, and that is great games, the return of Xbox, and the future of play. Take that however you want, but yeah.
I believe this has already occurred. I believe that Sharma is in her position as CEO currently.
Yes.
I believe all this has already happened.
Yep.
It's just not... Even if we take out the AI aspect that she worked for, which is a big aspect, even if we take that out, of the fact that a CEO of a gaming branch, massive gaming brand, has no video game experience at all is questionable. It's not right. Yes, Matt Booty has been in the industry for a very long time. I'm happy that he got promoted to chief content officer. That's great for him. He should have become the CEO, not just be promoted to a higher position. He's got industry knowledge. So I don't know. I really don't know. Here's the other thing that's interesting about this, Jason, that you might not have thought about. I wonder if we will get the next Xbox next year now.
I did think about that.
I think we will get it next year now. I think this Sharma is going to push it out, and it's going to be absurdly overpriced. It's going to be so expensive, and nobody's going to buy it, and it's going to be a shit show at Microsoft. Like here, it's one thing getting
Could be the end of Xbox hardware.
It probably will be. I mean, if you think about it, yes, they're getting ahead of PlayStation and Nintendo's not in this conversation.
Nope.
They're getting ahead of Sony, but the price point is going to be far too high. What again? We've had this conversation, but what sells an Xbox in 2027?
Right. Nothing.
It's hard to go into this because we had this take and we had some criticism about it, but it's still valid. The point remains the same. What sells an Xbox? You said nothing. I think nothing. I really think nothing.
At this point, nothing. I mean, for Horizon's out, Halo, but there's talks of that coming out on a PlayStation as well.
Yeah, so and Infinite sucked.
Have nothing left.
Infinite was not good.
I know. No,
it wasn't. Halo hasn't been the same since 3. But
no,
that's kind of besides the point. But that's the only exclusive they have. They literally might market that thing as the best way to play GTA 5 or GTA 6 rather, until it comes to PC. They literally might do that. And then here's the next question. Yeah. Do they release 2 SKUs on day 1 again?
They need to get away from that.
I don't know. I mean, what do they do? I mean, that's the direction right now is 2 SKUs for every console. Xbox did them together.
They did. You know, and you mentioned, them getting out ahead, but that's not always a good thing.
No,
Getting out ahead is not always a good look.
it's a fine look, but here's the reality of the situation. If they release, there is going to be nothing. There will be no developer that produces a Xbox 720 Series 2 or whatever the fuck it's called.
Right. Whatever.
They're all going to be on PS5 still, so they're all going to be hamstring tied to the PS5 hardware.
Yep.
Because this device is going to be, there's no way this thing sells for less than 800, probably.
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think that's
less than 800.
I think that's bottom end for a console if they release it in 27, and it's going to be a PS5.
Yeah. It's not.
It's going to be a PS5 without PlayStation exclusives.
Right.
I guess
what is that?
I did read an article that Epic Game Store or something like that is going to be on Xbox day one.
Yes, I did see something about that too. But who uses Epic Game Store? Not a lot.
I have it installed to get free games on my PC, but that's it. I don't launch anything out of it.
I mean, it's no Steam, so
nope, it's not. Boy, this is going to be a developing story. That's for sure. We'll see how things go. It's going to be
posted.
Going to be fun to keep our eye on Xbox in the coming years. Just put it there,
for sure.
All right, moving on. We got some more bad news. I mean, we got bad news again. Sony's shutting down Bluepoint. Bluepoint has done a lot of work for Sony over the years. They have produced, they did the remakes for Demon's Souls, God of War Collection, PS3 era, the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, also PS3 era, Ico and Shadow Colossus Collection, PS3 era, Uncharted the Nathan Drake Collection, that was PS4, Gravity Rush Remastered, and most recently, obviously, Demon's Souls. We already covered that. They were working on their first independent project, and it got canceled. And as soon as that happened, they all got fired. So, terrible. I think a lot of their port work was great. They did a great job with the Demon's Souls remake. The God of War Collection was kind of it wasn't really much of a... They just ported it, and they didn't do a thing to them. So, it's not like we got to see their flourishes in any of the other collections they released on PS3 or anything like that. They obviously put the most effort they had ever put into the Demon's Souls remake, which was fantastic. It was really good. Looked great.
Yeah.
Would have choking up here thinking about it. I would have absolutely loved to see what they were working on, but we're never going to know now. So,
and nothing ever came out about that. No idea what it was at all.
Don't think so. No.
Okay. I just knew that I had heard that they were, and
they were hiring for a third-person action game. When Sony acquired them in 2021.
Okay.
It was the original IP. That's all we got. But there were 70 employees for Bluepoint, all now without a job. So I don't with the dev team like this getting shut down. It's hard because the developers that I know I'm having a hard time here. I'm fucking choking to death. But what I'm trying to say is I don't know what this team is capable of. And with that being said, I don't know if if anybody from Bluepoint could really make an independent studio and say, we did this. The only thing they could do that for is the remake of Demon's Souls, and they basically just kind of up-resed it. So they have like some kudos there in terms of graphical fidelity, but they just ported an old game. So I don't really know. Right. There's not a tie-in for like a big sales opportunity. You know what I mean? There's not an independent project from them they can point to as a success. It's all been ports. So it's tough. It's a really bad situation. Yeah.
which is why I was kind of curious. Like you said, their port work has been great.
Mhm.
But everything that they've done has
Then
the
port work.
franchise already tied to it.
Right.
So, yeah, like you said, I just don't see. I mean, maybe that's why I was canceled. It just wasn't turning out to be anything great. I don't know, but I was curious, and then I
No,
saw this, and I'm like, well, that game's no more.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, you're probably right. It probably wasn't great. As most, I guess, original IPs from unknown devs are. Not that they're unknown, but they haven't done anything on their own before. So it's a very different process coding a game from scratch rather than taking a code and doing uplifts to them. So
yeah,
I don't know. It just
tweaking
sucks.
a pre-existing code.
Yeah, I'm sure these guys will find well, shit. I hope. I pray.
Yeah.
T's and P's to everybody from Blue Point that you find something new and are able to kind of continue working in the industry. I mean, this industry means so goddamn much to me, and all I talk about is people getting fired, and it's fucking absurd.
Because this all hurts.
Yeah, it sucks. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Anyway, do we have anything good coming anytime soon here? Kind of, sort of. Here we go. Next up, God of War Kratos actor says fans will hear about what we're doing this summer. This, of course, to differentiate, is Christopher Judge Norse Kratos, not Greek Kratos, Norse Kratos. He has claimed that the next game will be announced this summer, fueling speculation that it could be Santa Monica Studios' next big project. I think this could happen, but I think we will get here, if I'm speculating. Maybe it's not even crazy speculation. This has got to be Atreus's solo game. And it's going to be Atreus with Kratos being kind of a background character. I think that's what's happening here. I am not a fan of that. Beings, I have a strong attachment to Kratos from when I was a kid. Kratos is like kind of my god figure in gaming. He's my favorite character. I love his lore. I love his look. I love I love the games he's associated with. So pivoting to Atreus is interesting. Atreus just doesn't do it for me. Atreus is like the PG version of my mean old Kratos. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, it doesn't hit me right. And that's pure speculation. So I don't know. We'll see, but I don't know where else they could go with Norse Kratos other than Atreus finally getting his own game. And his gameplay,
I guess,
is not my favorite in Ragnarok.
Different.
Yeah. It's not God of. Maybe they really fucking switch it up and Kratos becomes a fucking badass, but he would have to take a complete character shift if they're doing. I don't know what the fuck to say there. I don't know. Did you play the new ones? You even play like Ragnarok or no? You ain't missing much. I'm gonna get crucified for that. I don't like those. I don't like the new games. Oh man.
Here's the thing. Like, let's say it wasn't God of War, like it's hard to think about it not being God of War, but if it was the same type of game, like with just a different character, I mean it reviewed awesome. I won in Game of the Year, I think.
2018 did, I think.
The 2018 version.
Yeah,
I think so. But I mean, great games. It's just Cam and I love the old Kratos, like that style of 3D action game. They were so much fun.
Yeah, dumb fun, just super dumb fun, and you played as a fucking badass. Fun. And they took go ahead.
Yeah, to have such a switch to a completely different style of game, it just wasn't what we wanted. And obviously it's what some people wanted, and maybe those people didn't play the original God of War games, and this game was just what they wanted, and that's great. But to be an original God of War fan, they just weren't the same type of game, is what I guess I'm trying to.
No, you're 100% right, and that's probably why. That's exactly why I didn't like the Norse trilogy. It took the I mean, the original games were hack and slash games. They were fucking dumb fun. You literally were going in, swinging your chains of Olympus all over the map, just slicing everybody up. And the God of War 3 is a fantastic game. That's got to be, top 5 for me. That game was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good game. And so, like, the set pieces were crazy. And it was mean, rage-filled Kratos. That's my Kratos. Not, I'm your father, and I'm going to teach you right from wrong, and we're going to go up the mountain, and we're going to bury your mom, and then after that, we're going to fucking work together to take down the Norse gods. I don't want that at all. I don't want it. I don't want to play as Atreus. You got it 100% right. It's the style of game shift. It's the tone shift. It's a lot of things. I don't think but even describing the original trilogy as dumb fun is almost a disservice, because that is what they were. But there was a story there. Absolutely,
I wasn't invested in what was going on. I mean, it was dumb fun in a sense that not too complicated of a game to pick up and play. But I really got invested in those games too. I loved the story.
You're right. I'm underselling it, and I apologize. I'm just trying to make a point that there was intricacies in the original trilogy, but it was more gameplay focused than narrative.
Yes.
And they shifted that significantly. Here's the other thing. Greek mythology is so much better than Norse mythology. I think Norse mythology is really cool, but it is so over fucking done now. Like, everything is somehow tied to Norse mythology somehow. Like, if you know Norse mythology, I can't fucking say the word. If you know Norse mythology and you start to see it in every piece of media, even if it's not even related, you start to see like the storylines that occurred in Norse mythology in every piece of media that you consume. And the Greek mythology is just so much more interesting to me. As a closeted emo kid still in my 30s. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. Christopher Judge does a great job as Kratos, though. He's got a great voice for the role.
Oh yeah.
I just
100%. Did you also find it slightly strange that we just had the TC Carson talking about, the remakes of the original, and then like this article comes out right after with the newest voice actor? I was like, it's timing,
is
but
interesting. I'm super pumped for TC Carson to reprise his role as original Kratos in the remake trilogy.
Oh my.
Yeah, it is weird, but I mean the remake is it's not being done by Santa Monica. Well, maybe it is. I think it was under the Santa Monica logo at State of Play.
It was, I think, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. This could be...
Not to go off on a...
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go
another
off.
Tangent real quick. Do you ever play Immortals Phoenix Rising? The Ubisoft open world mythology game.
It's
okay, it was...
It's a Zelda-like. That's a Breath of the Wild-like, I think.
Yeah, well, without the breaking of the weapons.
That's huge for me. I have to go back and play that.
That's why I was like, I wonder if he ever tried that one out, because it is open world, so maybe that's not quite the same. Obviously not the same as God of War, but I just thought that was a decent Greek mythology style game. I loved the characters and stuff in that. A little bloated, very Ubisoft open world, 1,000 markers all over the map, collectathon type thing. But I thought it was decent. But
I'll dive back in. No, I probably won't. Maybe I will. God damn, there's so many goddamn games. Dude, there's so many games. I can't.
I know.
It's great. What's funny is like we started the podcast and we're like, we're just gonna play what we play, and then I'm fucking playing every fucking new release that comes out. I'm trying demos I would have never tried before. So I'm changing.
You want that content?
Yes, and I do it for you.
That's what it is.
My 34 subscriber YouTube channel. Let's fucking go.
But I do the same thing. I'm always like, ooh, what can I talk about? Like, I got
Yeah, yeah.
plenty to talk about, but
Yeah.
I can't help myself.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna eventually normalize. I promise. But for now,
Yeah, we'll get there.
what are we even talking about? Let's move on, Jason. What
I
do
know.
you got for
Okay.
everybody's favorite section, the Nintendo section?
Nintendo. We should make a jingle for that. But,
You're the music guy. You got it.
Just should just a couple quick Nintendo related things. It's not it's a Nintendo because it's Pokemon. But so the Pokemon Presents is announced for February 27th, 2026. And this one is a big deal because it is what is it, the 30th anniversary?
Ooh, is it?
It's a big
Yep.
it's a big one. It's a
2026 is the 30th
30th.
anniversary. Yep.
30th anniversary. So, like this article says, just like clockwork, every year, the Pokemon Company has announced that its annual Pokemon Presents showcase will once again arrive to celebrate the series' birthday on the 27th of February. This article kind of runs down the times of when they're going to release.
We ain't doing this live reaction. That's 8 a.m. on fucking Friday.
Not happening. We will be clocked in and case and mail at that point. So, let's see. What does it say? It's like I said, it's celebrating its 30th anniversary. So people have been, cautiously optimistic that there might be a surprise or two in store during the show. One we already know about, but the other one being the possible announcement of Gen 10.
Yep.
So, which I feel like they kind of have
It's gotta be coming. Before we move on to the next thing, because we're gonna. My wife is so fucking
together is all.
My wife is so excited for Pokopia. She is fucking losing her mind.
Good.
She cannot wait to get that. She keeps telling me March 5th's coming up. March 5th's coming up. Yeah, it is. It's coming up. She can't fucking wait. She's been consuming YouTube content. Man. She's so excited. So I just wanted to mention
awesome.
that. Yeah,
That's
she's
awesome.
very, very excited.
We've talked about how Cam and I both listen to other like video game podcasts and stuff. It's in our blood. It's just what we like to listen to. And I've heard time and time again. I have a Nintendo specific podcast that I listen to. I've got like 2 or 3, general video game news podcasts that I listen to. Every single one has had a section now on Pokemon Pokopia. Somebody got the chance to go try it. Every single one has been like, this game is so much better than it has any right to be.
Damn.
So
it makes me excited.
It's just, it just sounds like they really did something special with this one, which I'm really excited about.
I'm happy for them. They need to win, and boy, just Gen 10 need to show up. Boy,
yeah, it sure does.
Needs to show up.
Yep. So related to that topic, the surprise that people were hoping, they always do some sort of like shadow drop or something that people can check out right away. They're kind of doing that, except the shadow, it's not really a shadow drop at this point because they've just announced that Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are coming to the Switch on the day of the Pokemon Presents, which is the 27th of February. So, but the one weird thing about this is it's not tied to, everyone kind of thought that it was going to be tied to the Nintendo Switch Online, which you can dive into all these old retro games. People have been asking for these older Pokemon games forever, even on the Switch One, which they never really came. So, yeah, this is pretty exciting for a lot of people. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green were released, like I said, on the 27th. But okay, so one of the things that this article talks about is one of the reasons that the game is not going to be on Nintendo Switch Online is because they don't want to incorporate the save states and the rewinding and all that stuff that's built in to the Nintendo Switch Online app, basically kind of giving older games a newer way to play them. So they think that could potentially lead to the manipulation of the Pokemon generation and thus the Pokemon Home app. So I don't know if that's why. It's probably just they want more money and they know that they can get it by releasing these.
Yeah,
And what
yeah.
did it say that they're only going to be? I mean, they're 20 bucks
20 bucks.
a piece. So
20 bucks is
I don't
20
know.
bucks, dude.
It's
I
still
mean,
kind of steep, but
the original cart for these is fucking $300-$400 for these games. So
Yeah.
that's kind of respectable. I think
Yeah.
the big thing is the Pokemon Home. You could manipulate so these early Pokemon games are very manipulatable. That's not a word.
there you
But
go.
if you watch, I don't know, but I've only known English 31 years.
Yeah, that is pretty long. Yeah,
Um,
that's not long enough.
so the speedrunning community has cracked these games like down to a science. So if you start the game at a certain time, that all the frames that come during the run will be the same if you started at this time over the other time. So there's all these like weird systems that you could manipulate by having save states and things like that, which makes sense. But with that, you can also guarantee Pokemon to add to your Pokemon Home, which I don't even know what that is actually.
Pokemon Home is like an app where you basically tie in all of your systems or anything that you've played Pokemon on, and then you basically can like send Pokemon into other games from this app. That's
That's cool.
don't know. I hadn't really used it, but
Yeah, cool. I don't know. Yeah, use your Pokemon Go characters in Pokemon ZA.
Yeah.
Cool. I had the wrong impression of this actually. Our buddy our coworker Keegan, I guess buddy works. Why not, dude? Our buddy Keegan posted about this today, and I made a comment. I was like, bro, I hope they have XP share, because I don't know how many people remember that the original Pokemon games did not have XP share. You had to level each Pokemon individually, which is a fucking time sink. So it just feels rough going back to these older Pokemon games without that ability. But if these are just direct ports, so these are gonna be the old school way, man. You gotta fucking
old school way of playing them.
You gotta have your Pokemon in front of your party to level them. All that fun stuff.
So it's just the however many you have in your party, right? Like what, the 5 or 6? I don't even remember.
So like, XP share shares with your party. So like when
it shares.
Yeah, with your party. So
I see. Yep.
Yeah. In this game, you have to literally fight with the Pokemon you want to level, or you'd go in for you throw them out first. They take a hit, you sub them, and then they get half experience between the two Pokemon that you. It's like that's the only way to level the fucking Magikarp. Jesus Christ! You have to do it that way. Yeah. So. Just be aware of that if you are a youngster and you're familiar with new Pokemon. You're going to come back to this one, and it's going to be hard because you have
a little bit different.
You got to grind your ass off with this one to get the most out of it. So, yeah, that covers news. I'm sure we missed some stuff this week, but we aren't trying to cover every news topic in the world. But that's what we thought were important. Yep. Anything else you want to talk about, Jason, before we head to our last break?
So, I think it's break time.
I think it's break time. Let's take a little break. We will be back. We got a fully loaded community section this week. Very excited. So stick around.
How about that?
We will be right back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spawn Point Podcast, section number 3, community section. We got fucking community questions this week. Holy fuck. It's a miracle. I didn't think it would ever happen, but we're here. Let's fucking go.
And we got a lot.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about from the community this week. So thank you guys all for submitting your comments, questions, all that stuff. Excited to talk 100%. About them here on the show. We did directly respond to all of these as well. We will do that also, but you still get some airtime on the pod as well. So let's jump straight into it. We got our first thing here is our community question of the week by Sal's Bones, my good friend Jay. He asks, and I'll pose it to you first, Jason. Your personal favorite games from when you were a child, a teenager, and as an adult. So let's start with that. He's got a two-parter. So let's just start with that. I love this question because it allows us to picking a favorite game is like trying to pick a favorite child for hardcore gamers like Jason and I, but I do like the separation from when you were a child, when you were a teenager, and then as an adult, it's going to be a little bit harder. But I like the separation. I think this is a great question. So take it away.
Yeah. Okay. So, going back to the child part, I would have to say, I think I'm gonna have to go with Super Mario Kart.
Great
I
choice.
played the crap out of that. So that one right there.
That's right. That's a fucking sick poster. Shout
First
out,
one.
shout out to the Anime Expo in Iowa. Let's go.
Yeah,
baby.
that's where I picked that bad boy up. But yeah, I loved Mario Kart. It honestly could even be the spawning of my love for racing games.
Mhm.
As weird as that is, because
Yep.
16-bit era, there wasn't much out there for racing games, and I don't know. This one just has always stuck with me. I've played every Mario Kart since, but there's just something special about the first one.
Fantastic.
Teenager, God, there's so many in there. But the one that's sticking out, at least right now, I and it's because I just did a little post on this on the Fuse app. It's a game called Freedom Fighters.
Oh, I gotta play that.
I loved this game. I played it through so many times. I don't know what it was. I loved it was a third person action shooter with a little, not really platforming, but you could climb up and through windows and stuff like that. But also could you basically you're fighting off like some sort of Russian invasion in the United States, and you start you're just a plumber. You and your weird. I never thought about that. You and your brother are plumbers.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and so you're actually out fixing a sink or something at the beginning of the game, and the Russians are starting to come in. You didn't think that they'd be in the city yet, but they come in and basically they're basically kidnapping or taking everyone hostage in this town, and you were able to escape. And with you and a couple other people, you kind of start this resistance against the Russian invasion, and you're pretty weak starting out, and as you go along, you start to getting recognized more by the NPCs that are kind of hiding out with you, like down in the sewer system. There's still pockets of them out in the city. They're kind of hiding and taking refuge, and you basically just you're like this resistance fighter, and you climb through the ranks essentially, even though it's kind of like your own system. You just basically you get more and more recognized as you play through the game. You can control your squad mates. They can run out and distract and fight people over here while you go over and do some. It was just it was an Xbox 360 game, I believe.
Xbox 360. Yep.
PS2.
No. Excuse me. Original
Yep,
Xbox. Original Xbox. What did I know you played?
Original
on?
Xbox.
Original Xbox, GameCube, PS2.
Okay, so it was original Xbox.
I'm
But
sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
I going on this too long, but that
No, you're not. Good.
that game was fantastic. And what I posted on the Fuse app was I'd love to have some sort of remake or remaster. It won't happen. This game was very, very well received. The reviews were like, this game is awesome. It just never took
caught
off.
on.
Never
It's
never
not
really
out
caught
of the
on, so-
possibility. You know, it was made by IO Interactive.
Yeah, I saw that. Mhm.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Not out of the. I mean, probably
It was-
not going to happen, but it's a thing. Anyways,
Super underappreciated game. But and then obviously adult, my favorite game right now is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
there you go.
I've talked about it before.
You have.
Great.
We're gonna come back to this. Maybe. Oh, I want to end the show with it, but we're gonna let you allow you time to dig into that. So, for me, as a child, my favorite game as a kid was, I didn't even. I guess I should have thought about this. I had all week to fucking think about it. I will say this could be gonna be a weird one. I'm gonna say Moto Racer. the original Moto Racer.
Oh,
This is a old school PC game. You could get it from Scholastic Book Fair. I'm trying to think of when I was really young. So this is like really young, but I love that game. I've played it again like last year. Game's still pretty cool. It's just it's an old school. It's old school for me retro game. It wasn't 16-bit, but it was arcade style racing game. You got a time limit. You got to hit checkpoints and be able to progress. I just have fond memories of it. It's a game I look back on fondly and still like to go back to and play. There's a Steam version, hard to get running, but it does work if you put in some effort. Teenager, I had a few. I want to mention Need for Speed Underground 2. I loved Underground 2. You can see where my racing game started there. But I think my favorite game as a teenager was Sunshine, Super Mario Sunshine. I love Sunshine. I know that the majority of gamers, real true gamers like Jason and I, prefer 64. I don't. I do not think 64 is a better game than Sunshine. I mean, I grew up with Sunshine. I played Sunshine. I've probably beat Sunshine 50 times, like a lot. I played the shit out of Sunshine. So I absolutely love Sunshine. To this day, I love Sunshine. So I'll go with that for my teenager favorite game. And then as an adult, it's where it gets really hard. I don't know what I would say my favorite game of all time is. I guess I would say Clair Obscura Expedition 33. Not even hard.
Yeah,
not even hard at all. Just that is my favorite game right now. It's going to be hard to beat that one as well. So that's kind of my answers there. So yeah,
good
cool.
picks.
Not bad, not bad. And then Jason has a second question here. Single player versus multiplayer versus co-op. So I don't know if he means what you prefer here. How would you take that?
Oh, I thought this was, I kind of thought it was tied into.
Oh, shit, you're right, it is. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Basically that same question.
Okay, easy. Childhood, I didn't play multiplayer games, so I'm going to skip that. As a teenager, my favorite multiplayer game was COD 4. Hands down. No question. Co-op as a teenager. I would say Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Yeah.
I love Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It's one of my favorite shooters of all time. That would be mine.
I don't know if I have one really co-op.
Play Halo co-op?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely played Halo co-op. Yeah, that's probably mine.
There you go. Which one?
Oh yeah.
2,
honestly,
1,
like
3?
3 had been out, 2 had been out, but there was something about Combat Evolved. I remember my brother and I played through that so many times.
There you go.
I love Halo 1.
As an adult, multiplayer as an adult.
It doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't happen for me very often either. I guess I'm gonna go League of Legends. I kind of have no choice there.
Oh yeah, that's a good pull. Man, I
know yours. I know yours. We talked about it last week.
Co-op?
No, multiplayer. We on co-op or multiplayer? We're on multiplayer right now. Dude.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're not going to talk about Overwatch?
Okay, well then. Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, yeah. As an adult, I've mentioned this before. My multiplayer love kind of slowly went away, as did my skills in those games, and which they're definitely tied together. But yeah, Overwatch is what I played probably the most as far as multiplayer games. It was the one that I could still put up a fight in, and actually play my part in. So yeah, definitely Overwatch, and we talked about that last week, how they kind of rebranded, and I've been jumping back in and playing some more Overwatch. So.
I've been playing it too. It's been fucking fun as hell. Co-op as an adult, I've mentioned this on previous episodes. I don't do co-op games as an adult. Jason and I are going to get into that together, but right now I don't even have one to offer. So I'm going to pass on this. Do you have one?
I have a couple in co-op, and it's just mainly my my daughter and I. Overcooked 2.
Oh, that game pisses me off bad. Oh boy, that game gets my blood boiling.
We're in the same boat. We definitely have our moments. But we actually work pretty well together when we
Nice.
put these food things together.
Mhm.
We each we look at what we need to do before
Mhm.
each round or whatever, and we divvy up the tasks, and it doesn't always
You're right.
turn out that way because sometimes you get thrown into a map and then things move like the oven moves and stuff, and then you got
Mhm.
like, well, now I can't reach it, so then we have to flip back and forth. So that's definitely something we play
I think
co-op.
my wife and I almost
um
got a divorce over Overcooked. We've had some
it can
bad.
get a
Like
little
that's kind of why. That's kind of why I shouldn't play games with me anymore because I get too heated during Overcooked.
yeah.
Um,
um
good shout.
Another one real quick is Moving Out 2. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. Yep.
You're a moving company, and it's just completely wacky, off the wall. Like you play it, you can play as like animals or whatever, and basically
Mhm.
you pull into like a house or a business or whatever, and they need everything moved out
Mhm.
within a certain amount of time. So you kind of have to run through this area. Some things are easily picked up by one character. Sometimes there's couches and stuff, so you got to work together and maneuvering the couches out the door.
Yeah.
Some couches are sectional, so you have to like go through the doorway, and then one person has to turn, and then yeah. So yeah, there can be a little bit of shouting in that one too, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a good shout.
that's kind of
I'll
my co-op.
shout out Octodad. That's a pretty fun
Oh
co-op
yeah,
game I played. But it's not. I'm excited to get into more of those. Let's just put it that way.
yeah,
But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Jay. Thanks so much for submitting the question. I
yeah,
appreciate
for sure.
that. Next question we
What?
had was addressed to me in person, so I'm going to ask
Oh
you
yeah,
this question, Jason. So our good
okay.
buddy Jordan Van Sickle asked us, "Is Monster Hunter World and Wilds, I guess, a Souls-like?" I really didn't know how to answer this.
Are
So
you at?
what do you think?
No,
You say
I don't think
hard
it's a
no.
Souls like.
I don't think it is either, but then I was trying to explain to him why it isn't, and that's where it started to get
Mhm.
difficult. So where do you draw the line, I guess?
Okay, I think I see what you're.
I mean, once you think
Okay,
about like an actual
mm,
encounter with a tough monster,
that
if
is
you
true.
play that game solo, it's pretty fucking close to a Souls like, to be honest. It's
Dude,
pretty goddamn close.
I never put that together.
I didn't either.
I
I thought it was a
I
great
was like,
question. I just
Monster Hunter is it's a monster hunting game. You run out there and
mm,
fight these monsters, but then like, but how do you fight the monsters?
yeah.
Ew.
And he told me he played that all solo. So he was doing it the hard ass way, and that's
I
impressive.
played every Monster Hunter solo. I played Worlds solo. I played
You guys are psychos.
what's the one on uh what's the one that came out on Switch first?
Stories?
God damn it. No. Those are different type of.
Oh shit! Yeah. Rise.
What the hell?
No.
Rise. I played.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked Rise a lot. I played all through Rise solo.
God damn it! I've always
But
just
see, I
assumed
think.
they were co-op games, so I never played them.
I
Really.
mean, you absolutely can, but you can definitely solo them. Shit. What was I gonna say?
I don't understand
Fuck.
why you can play that and you don't play Souls. I don't. You have to
Oh,
fucking play a Souls like for me. You
right.
have to.
So that's what I was. That's you actually sparked my memory. I think why I never thought of this as as a Souls like is I never thought it was that difficult. I mean, it can be, but I need to get out of my head that like Souls likes are just brutally hard. I know that they can be, and I know you mentioned some that aren't quite as bad, but I never had any issue with Monster Hunter. Yeah, I would get knocked down, from time to time, but then I would figure out what I did or what I could do different, and maybe that is kind of the mentality you need to have to play a Souls like game.
That is a Souls
But
like strategy. Yes, that's exactly what you
yeah,
do in Souls
okay.
likes.
Well, I never had an issue
Oh,
with
that
Monster
there you
Hunter.
go. There's your answer, Jordan, from a guy that has played more Monster Hunter than I have. Uh, what weapon do you tend to use in Monster Hunter games?
Switch X
Slow, right?
is my
Slow, right? Isn't that slow?
It's slow. It's slower. It's not the slowest weapon. I like that it has the transforming feature of being a sword and an axe. It's considered one of the more technical weapons, because there's more to it. There's more, like, you switch them and then, like, you build up a meter in each one. You could switch back and forth. I just liked the gameplay style of that. The other one I do want to mention, though, is Insect Glaive.
Mhm. Insect Glaive is
I
supposed to be the expert weapon, I think.
Insect Glaive is super fun.
Okay.
I'm just
Go ahead. I was just to tie in.
No.
I whenever I tried to play Monster Hunter, I felt like I could only use twin swords. And
Okay.
I don't think the combat is as good as it is in a Souls like. So that's why that's kind of why
type of weapon.
Yeah, so I just need to, like, I can't play a Souls like with a hammer or a I
Too
don't
slow.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling. And that's like Monster Hunter's feeling. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it. I said, I bought Wilds and I haven't even installed it. So had World, played it for 2 hours, I think, or something.
Oh, really? Man, Monster Hunter Worlds was my first real Monster Hunter experience, and I fell in love with it. And then Rise got announced, and I played the crap out of that too. Wilds, didn't touch it.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. I
had some bad problems at launch. Big problems at launch.
Well, and that probably tied into it. It was definitely on my radar, and I was like, oh, I'll definitely get to that. And then I just started hearing some stuff, and I'm like, am I missing anything by not playing this one?
Doesn't sound like it.
So
I think they fucking did put the wire bug from Rise into Wilds, though.
Yeah, they did hear that. And that was great. That was a good traversal mechanic. So,
anyways, tangent on a Monster Hunter side. There's your answer. Not as hard. Not as hard, basically, or sort of, kind of, I guess. Yikers.
Yeah. It's complicated.
Very complicated. Jason, you need to play Bloodborne.
I do need to play Bloodborne.
You
said that wasn't overly challenging.
I did not think it was that challenging. I think if you have to go into Bloodborne with the mentality that you need to be aggressive. So it's a more aggressive game than Dark Souls, like the series. There's a system in the game called Rally, where if you take damage, but you deal damage, you restore that health. So you have to play incredibly aggressive, but you said you like the Switch X because it transforms, and that is the whole appeal to Bloodborne. There's a weapon called the Saw Cleaver that is probably the best weapon in the game. You get it right at the beginning, and it's got a saw on the one side that does massive damage to monster type enemies, but you can also flip the blade out and it becomes like a long sweeping sword as well. Game is fucking cool. You should play that. Anyways,
that's cool. Okay. Put it on my list.
I would just be curious. I want you to play one, and I just want to know your like.
I know.
I would like to hear your progression. I'm not trying to add to your list, but it's just, I don't know. It just sparked something.
It'd be a good thing to talk about. Yep.
For sure. All right, back to the community questions. Moving on from there, Jason, not this Jason next to me, but Jay, my buddy Jay, another comment here. This guy comments in bulk. It's kind of hilarious. He treats the YouTube comment section like a live stream chat, which I respect, but boy, it's hard to keep up with sometimes. But Jay here says, the cool kids have a PS5. Does Xbox even make exclusives anymore? Put this on here because this is a casual gamer take. So we've talked about this.
We sure have.
It's just that's the state of Xbox from a not super nerd like Jason and I. So I agree. We responded. Go ahead.
We kind of touched on this earlier, just with like, does Xbox make exclusive anymore?
Yeah,
doesn't appear to be the case right now.
Nope. We mentioned that in the comments. Basically, they have Halo and they have the mainline Forza Motorsport series. If you want to can classify those as exclusive, considering they're Microsoft, you can play them on PC, but they're not on PS5. So those are the console sellers that they have currently. And so there you go. Not really much more to say about that, but I did want to include it because it was a comment that we got.
Yeah. Yep.
This one is for you, Jason. Has your daughter played Portal with you?
No. And I saw this and
You need to play Portal bad.
Do that.
Yes, you need.
Yep.
You need to play Portal bad. Portal 2
I don't know
is
why
awesome.
Portal 2 is amazing. I've played it.
Mhm.
I've never thought to play with her, but yeah, I have it, so I definitely think we need to dive into that one.
That's a good shout,
Great
Jason.
game.
Good
Yeah,
shout,
for sure.
Jason. This was all from the episode 6 podcast on YouTube. These comments is where these came from. Last one here from Cole Zicki. You guys should try Neon White and tell us what you think. Great speedrunning game. Jason and I aren't real big speedrunners, but I will certainly check out Neon White. I feel like I've heard about it, but
I've heard about it. It's like a first person kind of shooter, but not really. You shoot these like kind of like a card system built in to it. It's weird. You'd have to watch like a trailer or some gameplay on it to understand what it's doing. It looks very interesting. I just haven't tried it.
I feel like I've seen this on. Is Roscoe okay? I'm making some of my noise over there. I feel like this is on PlayStation Plus. I could be fucking wrong on that, but I will look. I will look into it for sure. And I guess I'll just plan on covering it at some point. Thanks, Cole Zicki. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
next up, from the Which Gaming Franchises Should Die or Come Back YouTube video that we posted. Another comment from Jay. Hot take, kill Final Fantasy, he says. I strongly disagree with this take. Final Fantasy is an interesting one for me because, yes, they're numbered, but they are all unrelated. So I'm okay with them kind of reusing the title. It's not like it's a series that is on the 16th entry like Tales or Trials, that are literally on game 32 and they're all in a mix mashed of orders and stuff. So Final Fantasy does not bother me, but again, Jason is a gamer, but he's not nearly as much of a nerd as we are. So this is a more casual take, and this is kind of what he thinks. And I can see that, if you're not big into games and you see a ad come up when you're watching TV for Final Fantasy 27, I can see how it can be like, what the shit? So
that's exactly how I thought of this take.
Yeah,
it's someone that just like, oh my god, how many of these are they making? Well,
look at Call of Duty,
they're gonna
brother.
keep going.
They're gonna keep going. But yes, that was his hot take. I respect it. I respect his.
I do too.
I respect his willingness to post that on the internet, but we both disagree. It sounds like, at least on that front,
more or less. Yep.
Jason again. Jay is winning the community
He's a
award.
commenting machine.
Yeah. Like I said, treats him like a live chat. So we got a lot from Jay. SOCOM and Medal of Honor would be cool to return, he says. I think that's a good shout. SOCOM in particular. Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
I don't know if Medal of Honor has much of a place nowadays, to be fair. But
no.
SOCOM definitely does, and I would love to see SOCOM back.
Yeah. Man, I played a lot of SOCOM on PS2.
SOCOM military shooter, third person. We don't have a lot of those right now. Very multiplayer focused.
Multiplayer focused and very like kind of more realistic ish. They could be they could be tough.
Yeah, they were hard games for sure. Very tactical, third person, unique. Would be a cool franchise to see back for sure.
Yeah. And I did enjoy the Medal of Honor games. It's just like you said, I don't know where they would fit now.
There's not much of a differentiation between them and COD. I mean, they were COD clones, I think, for the most part. They were more COD than Battlefield, right?
They were more COD than Battlefield, but they were all the Medal of Honors were World War II, though, weren't they?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
And they
so it's just a different set piece.
I'm trying to think. The 2014, they tried to kind of relaunched the series, and they just had a game
Oh,
called
that's
Medal of Honor.
right.
That might have been more Battlefield. Like,
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
It's been a
I
long
don't
time.
think that went over super
it
well.
did not go over well at all. So
Okay,
that's kind of where the
what I
series
remember.
died, I believe,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
bummer.
So
Yep.
yeah, it'd be cool. I guess I would like Jay to clarify, maybe in the comments section of this episode, if you're listening still this long in, what particular about Medal of Honor would you like to see back? I would be curious to know.
Yeah.
From the overrated, underrated, properly rated short, mine in particular, not your average Aardvark, comments, calling Need for Speed Underground 2 overrated is crazy. I agree, it is crazy until you play it. I recommend you play it, and you will see.
Again.
It's to be honest, Need for Speed Heat is a much better Underground 2. That's just how it is.
Oh,
If
100%.
if Need for Speed Heat didn't exist, I don't think I would think so negatively in the current day about Underground 2, because like I said, I loved Underground 2. I mentioned it at the beginning of the community section.
Yes,
It's my favorite game as a kid. One of my favorite games as a kid, without a doubt. Heat is just so much better, and it is literally like what Underground 2 wished it could be. It's so much better in every aspect. And I'm not just talking graphics, I'm talking the whole shebang is better in Heat. That's my take on that. But you're absolutely right. I would be pitchforks out if I heard someone say Need for Speed Underground 2 is overrated if I had not returned and visited it. That's kind of where I'm at there.
I'm glad you said that, because I thought the same thing. I played it last year a little bit, just because it in my head it was just like, oh my God, I wish I could get that Underground 2 feeling back. And I'm like, how else to do it? I'm gonna go play some Underground 2, and I was like, oh, this doesn't hold up.
No, mechanically it's rough. It's really rough. You do not realize how small that map is. That is a teeny ass map, and they repeat tracks all the time in that game. I actually played through it to credits. I'd never done that before until I played through it again last year, or 2 years ago now, I think, actually. But it doesn't hold up as beautifully as it is in your brain. That's what I will say. So
that's
100%. I love your enthusiasm. I recommend strongly to keep that memory and don't go back to it. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Moving on from there, Mina the Hollower demo playthrough I posted on YouTube as well. Got some comments on that from Pasta1169. The demo's great. Can't wait for the full game. I agree. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely 100%. Ecstatic about that. Hoping that we get that demo on Switch too, so Jason can finally get his little bloody fingers in there.
I'm already agreeing with him without playing it, but it totally looks like it's going to be amazing.
Yes, it does need to be on those other consoles for sure. But yes, very cool. And then right along the same line, Tempered Skinflint. Easy day one for me. Probably going to be Game of the Year, which is a wild take right away. Probably going to be Game of the Year. Hey, that's awesome. I hope it is. I hope it lives up to all your expectations.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. We run a gaming podcast. We play a lot of fucking games. It's going to take
we sure do.
Well, this year so far, it could take the top spot. There's nothing holding that right now very firm. I will say that. And
I'm going to predict that it's at least going to be in my top 10.
I will say that too. That means something coming from us though, because our top 10 is not just 2026 releases. It is top 10 that we play in this year. So depending on where we go, it could or could not be in the top 10. But I think we're both going to play through it and both probably have intentions of rolling credits on this one. So we will 100%. See. Very, very cool. Last comment we have is from Jason's Xenoblade Chronicles X short, posted on Instagram
by Dylan.
Yeah,
that's what I got out of that.
Yes, sir.
So, just a short, sweet comment. Says, "Keep up the good work." I was like, appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
That's basically all I had to say to that. Just
that is great. And you know what?
If he's to our other shorts or what, but just keep up the good work. I love it.
I think he liked your short, and we'll take it. And like I said, man, these comments right here, this is boosting us in the algorithm. That's what we want. That's perfect.
100%. Love it.
Cannot argue with a comment like that whatsoever. But that takes care of the community section. Thank you guys so much for all your submissions. It was fun to actually have a conversation with the community in the community section. So that was pretty fun. Other than that, I think that's a show, Jason. I think it is too. I think we rolled it up pretty good. Again, everybody, make sure to leave your comment.
Long one.
Leave your comment down below. Jason's birthday, big 4-6 on the day of podcast release. And again, as we said at the intro of the video, we are going to be planning a community night for Overwatch at 7 p.m. on Jason's birthday. So, at the very least, Jason and I will be playing Overwatch. And if you guys want to jump in, that would be fantastic. If Jason can make it fantastic.
Yep. I've got a couple birthday plans, but I'm going to try to definitely get on there.
We don't want to fuck with that. So, yes, we'll do that. Hop in the Discord so we can talk and all that fun stuff while we're playing. It's everybody's welcome. Skill level does not matter. We're just going to go in, hang out, have some fun, and goof off in Overwatch. So tune in for that. We will live stream that on Twitch as well if you do not have a way to play or don't want to install the 150 gigabyte Overwatch 2. Holy fuck.
It's a beast.
It is a beast. A lot of game there, though. So anyways, that's that. I think that's the show. Jason, anything you want to end with?
I don't think so. Got, like I said earlier, I'm tossing around a couple ideas for games to talk about next week. So if you're curious what those are going to be, stick around. Watch the next episode.
And I'll be talking,
because I don't even know yet.
I'll be talking Solar Crown. You don't want to miss that. Fucking game of the year, baby.
Hot take.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Have a great rest of your night, guys, or day, or week, or whatever the hell whenever you're listening. We will catch you guys on the next one. See you guys.
Yep.